Hey friends, Michael Kingswood, and it's story time. And I'm late this week, and really not going to read a story this week. A bunch of stuff was going on in real life and got really busy over the weekend, and so far this week, I just haven't had time to do it. But I wanted to put a quick episode out there just to let you guys know that I still love you, and not let a week go by without putting something out, so I can maintain my trend, if for no other good reason than that. Yeah. On the writing front has been pretty decent. Getting started. The anthology workshop that I've told you about before that I've gone to the last couple of years. I'm going to again in March, and we've started up writing the stories for it. Last week, got the first story done, and I've started the one for this week. It's due by Sunday at midnight, and so I'll next few days I'll be cranking that out. And continuing on, I've also been continuing to write slowly on my Space Navy, the Icaran Confederation Navy book, which is coming along. I'm now well into actual novel range in terms of word count, but I'm probably halfway done in terms of reality of the story, and it seems like it just keeps on expanding. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have to cut it shorter than I initially thought, which would annoy me because I really wanted to get through this first career milestone for the guy before I call it a day and end the first book. Since the concept of this thing I'm going for is to go for way it works in the Navy. And he gets up to his first ship, and then the first year or so, you got to qualify on your watch stations and all this sort of thing. And then you go on to other duties later on, and then you become a department head, and then you go to shore duty, and then you become an XO, and then you go shore duty, and then you become a captain, and then you become a commodore, an admiral, and go through this whole long. And then, of course, this takes years, of course. So, conceivably, could milk this for like 30 books if I wanted to go through a whole career up to admiral time, right? Which might be excessive, especially considering how long it's taken me to write this first one. Of course, it's not that the book is. Let's be honest. It's mostly because I haven't given it the time that I really need to get it done, and it's not going to be particularly super much longer than most other books out there. It's just time I've been able to allocate to it. But anyway, so continuing with that, also been redoing covers from the Glimmer Veil books because I like the covers I got. They're nicely painted art, digitally painted, and they're kind of old school fantasy in a way, but it also doesn't really shout, sword and sorcery, adult adventure, hoo-yah, fun. It kind of, and when I looked at the covers, I thought that I was needed to redo them for about a year. But I showed them to people at the business workshop I went to a month and a half ago, and they're like, yeah, that's not really working. And the sales reflect it. People who read the books like them, but not a lot of people who read them. So, redoing the covers, try to make it more genre specific, and they got a really good new design going, which we'll be showing here once it's fully done. So that's good. And aside from that, just doing the normal getting ready for holidays thing. As you can see, starting to do some decoration there. So pretty much that's what's been going on here. But I had an interesting thing happen. And it kind of got me thinking a little philosophy of life, the universe, and everything, and politicking and what have you. And, I don't really like to go politicking in this. Oh, shoot. I forgot to turn off volume there. Don't really like to go politicking too much in this podcast because that's not what this is about. And this isn't really a political thing so much as a social dynamic thing. So maybe you'll forgive me for talking about it. So as this thing happened, I got a daughter. She's in 5th grade now, and 6th grade boy's been giving her some trouble. Just silly things. Called her a white marshmallow, which is actually kind of funny. And He also said that she was ugly and fat, which if you ever seen her, which you haven't and you're not gonna, she's neither. I mean, she dances. She's ballet. She's very limber, anything but fat. And of course she's pretty. She's my kid. Anyway, but yeah, obviously this guy's probably just got a crush. And he's, sixth grade, doesn't know what the heck to do with the crush, and so he just does what, just starts picking, I guess. Or he's just a jerk. But regardless, it's been going on for a little while, but we just found out about it yesterday. I was talking to her about it, and it's like, well, did you confront the guy? You try to resolve this? What's going on? I was like, no, I told the teacher. That's what we do. Sometimes there's a problem, we tell the teacher. And that's great. That's the way it should be, but for little kids, when you start getting into the tweens and then the teens, and that's not really adequate, right? Heck, my boys, I've always told the boys, hey, yeah, you got a bully? Yeah, tell the teacher. He's not going to do anything. Punch the bully in the face. That's what I've always told them. You might get in trouble, but I won't be mad at you. Because I've been thinking about it, this whole thing with the daughter here, and it's like, it's not truly adequate to just run to the teacher. Because in the name of getting rid of bullying, we have essentially forbidden kids from solving problems on their own in school. I taught them the only way to get problems solved is to immediately run to an authority figure who will then force the solution. It may not be the right solution. It may not be the optimal solution. It might be something that's far more drastic than it needs to be. It might be something that's not effective. But you got to go to the authority figure, because that's how we deal with bullying. Well, you'll never get rid of bullying because you never get rid of people. Right? So there's always going to be jerks. And we've, for the last, 10, 15 years, been doing this whole no bullying, make things safe, run to the teacher, don't take care of it, don't take care of it yourself, run to the teacher. So we have all these people grow up. And we've forbidden them, we punish them if they take initiative to solve it on their own. Like, you punch the bully in the face, you're the one who gets suspended, right? Forbidden them from taking action, forbidden them from actually solving their own problems, and then they grow up, and then we're shocked because the slightest little thing happens, and instead of dealing with it, they run to an authority figure and demand that there's some law made, or freak out, or utter hysteria over, because we never were allowed to solve problems on their own, and then never develop the skills to do it, and have this instinct just to run to the authority, even if it's not necessary. I know there's more to the whole division in society and the just utter inanity of the eternal outrage that we see on a daily basis. But I couldn't help but wondering if that had something to do with it. A well-meaning thing. It's not bullying. Unintended consequences. Of course, that always is what happens, I guess. Anyway, just something that was on the mind, and I thought I'd muse about it a little bit as I listened to airplanes go overhead. Near an airfield here. That's fun. Ooh, I think those might be F-18s. The Navy comes and does touch and goes at a couple strips around town here and every now and then you get some F-18s flying overhead, and they're always loud. But no, I think that was probably a corporate jet. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's really all I got. It's just a little thing that happened that made me think about larger stuff. Could be I'm off base. Could be I'm, full of it. It wouldn't be the first time. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. You can find me at michaelkingswood.com, of course. Send me an email. Leave comments on this show, whether on the video or the podcast. And, go check out my book. ssnstorytelling.com is my /shop is where my personal site where you can see all my stuff. And you can find me on every bookstore on the planet. Go through bookstoread.com and you can find links there to go everywhere. And that's available. And just subscribe. Let me know what you think, and we'll call this one quick. Hope you guys have a good one. Talk to you next week with an actual story to read. Till then, don't do anything I wouldn't do.